For a lot of years, 1983 Topps football cards made their hay on the strength of one big name rookie card and clean and classic design, especially positioned as it was between the 1982 and 1984 sets that were loaded with rookie cards that made collectors froth. The 1983 set seemed destined to be a pretty cardboard face without a lot of substance forever. But as years flew by and players passed in and out of prominence, several of those 1983 cards took on new prominence. Today, the 83s line up well with the rest of the decade, maybe not quite so laden with gaudy rookie cards as 84, 86, or 87, but still worthy of collector love. What follows is a list of the most valued 1983 Topps football cards as culled from the PSA Sports Market Report price guide listings for PSA 9 copies. The Seattle Seahawks took Easley in the fourth overall pick in the 1981 NFL Draft, and Easley stepped right into a strong starting safety role. He showed a knack for getting to the ball, picking off 3 passes in 1981 and 4 in just 8 games in the strike-shortened 1982 season. Easley would ramp that up all the way to the league-leading 10 picks in 1984 before knee and ankle injuries wrecked his 1986. Then in 1987, Easley played a key role in the player strike and the ensuing backlash against the scrubs the league hired to keep the schedule intact. The next year, the Seahawks worked out a deal to send him to the Cardinals, but a physical revealed a serious kidney condition that voided the deal. Easley eventually had to get a kidney transplant, and he also eventually made it to the Hall of Fame. His is a fascinating story that contributes to the $40 price tag for PSA 9 copies of his 1983 Topps rookie card. Signletary didn't come off the board until deep in the second round of that same 1981 draft, and his first 2 seasons were relatively quiet. By 1983, though, his heady and physical brand of play at middle linebacker was turning heads, and he made his first Pro Bowl team. An All-Pro selection followed in 1984, and then in 1985, Singletary was the central figure in one of the greatest defenses ever as the Bears rolled to victory in Super Bowl XX. Today, his Hall of Fame rookie card sells for about $30 in PSA 9. Allen was a superstar before he ever stepped foot on the NFL turf, thanks to a Heisman Trophy and an overall stellar college career at USC. A Super Bowl victory in his second season, a rushing title in 1985, and more than 17,000 yards from scrimmage in a 16-year career made Allen an easy Canton selection. For years, Allen's 1983 Topps rookie card was the key to the set, and it remains a $30 buy in graded mint condition today. Payton was coming off a sort of rough 1982 when this card was issued. In that strike-torn campaign, Sweetness averaged less than 70 yards per game, his worst showing aside from his first and last season. But there was plenty of glory to come for Payton, and he remains a fan and collector idol to this day. His 1983 Topps card sells for around $20 in PSA 9 condition. Brigham Young University quarterback Jim McMahon remains one of the greatest oxymorons from the 1980 sports world. Of course, most fans didn't really find out about McMahon's free-spirit nature until he started having clashes with the Bears head coach Mike Ditka in the middle of the decade. But no matter how many headbands McMahon flicked in his boss's face, dude was just about the perfect quarterback for the 1985 Chicago squad. And a bit of trivia, did you know that McMahon made it into 2 playoff games during the Green Bay Packers' 1997 Super Bowl run? Well, he did. Today, McMahon's rookie card sells for around $15 in PSA 9. By 1983, Montana had already won a Super Bowl with the 49ers and engineered up-team comeback victories. He probably could have retired then and still received plenty of Hall of Fame votes. Joe kept going, though, all the way to 1984, and he grabbed 3 more rings along the way to Canton. His 1983 Topps card is a $15 buy in PSA 9. In 1982, Manley recorded 6.5 sacks and helped the Redskins win a Super Bowl. He then reeled off 4 more seasons of 11-plus sacks to establish himself as one of the most feared defensive ends in the game. Another ring in 1987 helped solidify Manley's legacy and gained him some hobby exposure. Today, his 1983 Topps rookie card is a $12 buy in PSA 9. In 1983, Hendricks was taking the final snaps of a 15-year career that started with the Baltimore Colts, took a 1-year detour to Green Bay, and then settled in for 8 seasons in Oakland and Los Angeles with the Raiders. The guy played big and won big, establishing himself as an all-time great linebacker and grabbing 4 Super Bowl rings, 1 with the Colts in 1970 and 3 with the Raiders in 1976, 1980, and 1983. It was all enough to land him a Canton bust in 1990 and to put his 1983 Topps card at $12 in PSA 9. In 1983, Terry Bradshaw was the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers for 1 game. Bradshaw made a single start before an elbow injury forced him to the sidelines. He handed the keys over to Cliff Stout, who started 15 games. Mark Malone also saw action in 2 games. But Bradshaw already had 4 Super Bowl rings and was headed to the Hall of Fame, and he ensured that he'd stay in the public eye by joining the CBS broadcasting team the next summer. Today, this is a $12 card in PSA 9. Lott already had 1 Pro Bowl honor and a Super Bowl ring to his credit when this card hit the collector's hands in the fall of 1983. There were more of both to come, of course, and a move from cornerback to free safety in 1985 only seemed to stoke the fires more. Those 1989ers wouldn't have been who they were without Lott, and he remains popular in the hobby. Today, PSA 9 copies of Lott's 1983 Topps issue sell for close to $10. Williams spent the first several years of his career mired in the muck of the early Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was delivered to greener pastures of the Washington Redskins in 1987, though, and he took over the team from Jay Schroeder late in the season. All Williams did was lead them to a championship. That run made Williams a legend, and his card remains popular today. This 1983 beauty is an $8 item in PSA 9. Montana broke all sorts of records in his NFL career, so which one does this 1983 Topps card commemorate? That would be the 5 consecutive 300 games Joe put in 1982 to break Dan Faust's record of 4 straight. Whatever. This card gave Topps another slice of Montana real estate, and you can expect to pay $5 to $10 for a PSA 9 copy today. If you like this video, remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel.